For many people struggling with foreclosures, the economic downturn was only a follow-up to the damages from predatory lending. That's why for almost 10 years, Boston Community Capital has been trying to help distressed owners, but also whole neighborhoods needing stability and economic opportunity. Its work has recently been strengthened with new money from the federal government. To explain how it works is our guest from Boston Community Capital, the head of the Boston Community Loan Fund, Michelle Volpe. Thank you very much for being with us, Michelle. We've heard a lot about the work with people who've been struggling with foreclosures, but talk about the broader community investment that your fund has been making.
Great, be happy to. So for 30 years, Boston Community Capital has been investing in low-income communities to help create healthier places. And to do that, we invest in affordable housing, we invest in quality education, we invest in quality health care. We invest in increasing access to healthy food and cultural and recreational opportunities.
Healthy food, that sounds sort of unusual, but give me an example of how that worked in Boston.
Yeah, so we think that access to affordable, healthy food is critical for healthy neighborhoods and healthy families. And it's not Boston, but Brockton is a community that we made a really interesting investment in. There was a family of grocery entrepreneurs who had a successful grocery store and they wanted to expand. And so we helped them build a full-service 30,000 square foot grocery store in the heart of Brockton. And what was most fun is they partnered with the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center so that they could not just deliver healthy food, but they could also partner with the health center to reduce obesity and diabetes among their kind of shared clients and patrons.
What about some of the community development corporations? We have a lot of them here in Boston. Have you been working with them on some projects too?
Yes, they are kind of our longest and best borrowers. In fact, we're working with Nuestra Comunidad right now in the Dudley Square neighborhood to bring a new healthy food grocery store into Roxbury. We've worked with Urban Edge, with Madison Park, with really all of the CDCs in Boston.
Well, I imagine one reason your role is important is because it's not like the 1970s when there was a lot more money for this kind of thing from Washington, right?
That's exactly right. And I think one of the biggest benefits that we deliver to our borrowers is the flexibility of our financing. We can provide loans to projects that may not meet a bank's underwriting criteria. We can also partner with banks to bring in their capital, which tends to be lower cost, and then we might provide the slightly riskier piece of debt that a project needs to be feasible.
This is BNN News. We're talking with Michelle Volpe from Boston Community Capital. One of the other organizations you've been backing is Artists for Humanity. It's not something we readily think of as community development, right? We think of them as arts or maybe youth development.
Right.
What are you supporting?
Well, they are a fantastic organization who, at their heart, are a youth development organization. So they are dramatically expanding their kind of state-of-the-art space in South Boston. And one of the things that we love about them is that they are the largest employer of Boston youth. And so it's not only, working with youth to develop their skills and their creative, in the creative space, but it's also jobs, good jobs, and kind of pathways to other work.
Well, you're getting more money from the federal government, ironically enough, to do some more work in Boston. Explain how that money will help.
Great. So this is an award from the Capital Magnet Fund. It comes from the U.S. Department of Treasury. And one of the reasons we're so excited to get it is that it's really focused on creating deeply affordable housing units, which is exactly what we need in Boston. And so that capital allows us to provide lower cost and even more flexible funds to our partners who are developing affordable housing.
And we should mention that if people want to find out some more information about what you're doing at Boston Community Capital, you've got a website that they can check out?
Yes. Yes, the bostoncommunitycapital.org is the best place to find out about us.
Okay. Thank you very much for being with us.
Great, my pleasure. Thank you.
Michelle Volpe from Boston Community Capital. Up ahead, youth leaders talk about their campaigns for criminal justice and summer jobs.